talking with Dave Neitzel about his work at MDH and what Dave thinks is interesting and new and exciting about his work. So thanks, Dave, for joining me for a few minutes.
Yes, thank you.
Tell us, what do you do at MDH exactly?
I supervise our vector-borne diseases unit, which is just a fancy way of saying I work on all the diseases that are associated with ticks and mosquitoes.
Well, we all need you to tell us how to protect ourselves from those diseases. So how long have you been at MDH?
I've been at MDH since 1997, and I've been working on vector-borne diseases here in Minnesota since 1985.
I bet you've seen a lot of progress in those years.
Yeah, that's one of the points I like to stress with people, just how much things have changed over the years. Back when I started back in 85, Lyme disease was brand new.
Yeah.
West Nile virus, our main mosquito-borne disease, that was still over in Africa and not even on our radar screens. The situation is just completely different now.
That's a good reminder to us that things continue to evolve and change. What's new and exciting?
Well, there's a few things that have really been new developments over the years. Most of our vector-borne diseases are tick-transmitted, mainly the black-legged tick, what most people call deer ticks. And over the last 20 years, we've really tracked an expansion of the tick population across the state. Part of our program, we follow up on human cases of illness, but we also do a lot of field surveillance for ticks. We actually get in a car and go out and see where the ticks are active. We collect some of those ticks. We can test them for the different pathogens. We can really get a good picture of what's going on out there. And what we've noticed is that a problem that used to be kind of confined to east central Minnesota between Twin Cities and Duluth is now expanded across most of the forested parts of the state.
Wow, interesting. Is that weather related or not so much?
Well, weather is certainly a factor. It's kind of complicated. All things with vector-borne disease are kind of complicated. You have not only weather variables, but land use. In Minnesota, we manage our forests to kind of a younger age class, which is good for the animals that the ticks like to feed on. And so, there's conditions for the ticks to thrive in once they get introduced to new areas. And they just slowly get moved to new areas on their host. Ticks don't walk from woodlot to woodlot. They get carried on deer, and they get carried on birds and other animals.
And on us.
Yeah, on us too, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, is there anything that you hope we can accomplish in the next few years in your area specifically, or in public health more broadly? One
of the things we've really been focusing on is trying to not only track this change over time, but to really get a good idea of all the pathogens that are out there. Like I said, in 85 when I started on the tick-borne side, all we knew about was Lyme disease, and that was brand new. Mm-hmm. Now we have 7 different pathogens that the black-legged ticks can transmit, and I don't think we're done yet. So we have efforts going on with collaborators at CDC, Mayo Clinic, and we're trying to learn what else could be out there. So I want to determine what else is out there and make sure that our medical providers and the public know about that, so that they can take precautions to avoid tick bites and know if they may be infected with some of these other pathogens. So you're
hard at work protecting all of us from things we may not even yet know about. So
yeah, well, and I think one of the points of vector-borne disease too, and we see this with other disease areas, is that the world is a small place. With international travel, international commerce, it's real easy to move pathogens around, and also vectors in our case. We have 2 mosquito species in Minnesota that are exotic species that 20 years ago were not here. So things do change over time.
Yeah, it's a great reminder. The world is a small place, as you say, and so we need to care about the health of the whole planet.
Right.
Good. Well, thanks so much, Dave. Thanks for what you do here at MDH and serving all the people of Minnesota and beyond.
Thank you.
Thank you.